Good afternoon on what is a warm, bright and blustery day. It is Tuesday the 18th of April. I've got a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to a box. So, done. It's from Lulu, so it's always slightly difficult to... Sorry, it's from Drive-Thru RPG, so it's just slightly difficult to get undone. Here we go, that's what I've got in here, which is Subversive Sci-Fi Reflections on Futuristic Films That Broke the Rules, edited by Professor Christopher McLaughlin. And this is the second volume. The first volume dealt with transgressive horror. So I don't have a copy. I never didn't get a copy of that because it wasn't quite my my cup of tea necessarily. But this is because I'm a big science fiction fan. I've been ever since I was a small boy, growing up on Doctor Who and classic Star Trek. So, and then of course Star Wars. So anyway, this is a collection of essays on classic science fiction films that, as I say, break the rules. So anyway, then at a deadly pace, it came from outer space. Science fiction movies are weird and well after more than a century as they time travel. Are weird and well after more than a century as they time travel beyond all genre cliches. Sci-fi movies aren't afraid to be more thought-provoking, more experimental, more adventurous, and more subversive. Subversive Sci-Fi, Reflections on Futuristic Films That Broke the Rules, salutes movies and movie makers who forever changed the way spectacular flicks were made, viewed, marketed, released, and merchandised. Within its Atom Age pages, Subversive Sci-Fi presents an eclectic mix of today's most talented scribes sharing their humour and insights about their favourite groundbreaking films. Readers will see the classics in all new ways and find some new spaced-out thrills to buy, rent, or stream. So, Everyone Goes... This is book 2 of Everyone Goes to the Movies. Everyone Goes to the Movies is a series of entertaining essays on cinema genres, published by Ghost Slut Show Press. This is the ultra vision of longtime writer, game designer, Professor Christopher McLaughlin, in the tradition of the original Ghost shows that thrilled drive-in movie theatre patrons all across mid-century rural America. Ghost Show Press brings the pure imagination of carnival wonderment to other media. So buy the ticket, take the ride. We've got a triple horror movie, Fright Fest, a magician sawing people in half on stage, digging up a man buried alive a week ago, spirit materialization of celebrities like Elvis and the Beatles, and action monsters abducting unsuspecting customers from the audience, and more. So, I mean, that's a bit of basically that's the blurb for the publisher. This is the blurb for the book itself. So inside, dedications and basically acknowledgements and memoriam and note for the late designer Darren Watts, and a full list of some of the contributors, some of the supporters of the project. I went through on Kickstarter. I was one of them, and then we've got Everyone Go On to the Movies, a serious introduction. And this basically explores the sort of like the power and the position of the movie, and how it's viewed. Pause for a moment to revel in that the 21st century movie fan, especially if you predate VHS and Betamax. Between streaming, physical media, and internet sources, you can screen nearly every extant motion picture horror with an ease akin to sorcery. So yeah, you can. It's interesting to note that sort of like there are still a lot of movies you can't, that are difficult to find, but they're there if you can find them. What we have here is this full list of contents, and it's so essentially Metropolis, a vision of science fiction's future, and that's penned by David Larkins, who is the line editor and author of Pendragon 6th edition. Kenneth Hite writes about Forbidden Planet in Brave New Worlds. and then Stardust getting ahead at the end of the world. Yeah, very funny. Is an essay written by Richard Downsky, also game designers. So this is a collection of essays, all kind of come out of the gaming side of fandom as such. Now, more necessarily more than movie fandom. Yes, they're all film fans. There's not denying that. But you know, these are all. A lot of these authors are game designers as well as film fans. So yeah, we've basically got. So we open up with Metropolis 1927, a vision of science fiction's future, and we've got essentially a complete sort of mini history of the project. And a short essay. So this is very readable. The idea, you know, you can have this you can dip into this, read one essay, put the book down, come back to it, or you can read it, you know, as many as you want, or you want to find something out about the film. You know, this is a reasonable source to come to, I'm pretty much sure. There are plenty of others, of course. You know, there are science fiction movie encyclopedias. I've got a couple on the shelf. You know. And that's why in a lot of cases I'm actually aware of a lot of the films listed in this book. You know, just listing down the contents. So yeah, let me see: Silent Running, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, Sleeper, Flash Gordon, Blade Runner, of course. Life Force, The Fly, RoboCop, you know, these are all Andromeda Strain. These are all, you know, subversive movies. There are going to be a few in here that I've never seen, I've heard of and not seen. So I've never seen Liquid Sky, for example. And there are a couple in here like Elomia, which is a Soviet film which I've never seen. So you know, there's going to be stuff in here that is all new to me as well. And so in a sort of like, so there's no actual gaming content here. I suspect this is just about the movies. And I think if you're a fan, you're going to want to read this and really look at sort of like, you know, what someone else whose writings that you're probably familiar with in a gaming sense thinks about these films. And you know, if you think about so I mean, for example, Ken Height's talked about movies on, you know, Ken and Height, Ken and Robin talk about, you know, this and that on their podcast. I don't see whether Robin D. Laws has penned anything in here, which is a pity if he's not, because he's a big movie fan. But yeah, I recognise a lot of the names on this list. It's so, you know. So everything, I mean, for example, everything's exposed by the comet's light is made clear, humanity's hopes and fears in deep impact, and don't look up. Interesting to see those two movies sort of like put together, you know, and the different approaches to you know, the different approaches in the films to the news that, okay, the end of it's the end of the world as we know it, because the world is about to get hit by an asteroid. So yeah. None of this is illustrated, but you know, these are all short essays, and here's the one on by Colm Lundberg on The Matrix. You know, really just runs. They all run to about 5 pages. So yeah, easy to dip into, read, come back to, and you know, refer to when you want to find something look up about a film. So yeah, that is Subversive Sci-Fi, reflection of the futuristic films that broke the rules, which I think is going to be an interesting read to have by the bed and peruse at my leisure. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you see me out here with a package containing a book or game, well, typically game related, but in this case actually movie related, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.